All right. Hey, what's up, Action Figure Minute fans? It's me, Justin, and it's been a minute since we've talked, since I've done a toy haul video. We have Memorial Day. I went to the Indy 500 for the very first time. We had Mother's Day. I had friends in town this past weekend. We had my buddy Scott Wiles, who's local. He lives like 5 minutes down the road from me. Travis Bowles and some of his buddies from the My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me crew, Old Man Kyle, Boonstra, the Willards, Gavin and Deanna from the comic book stores they have up in Grand Rapids and Allegan called Tardy's Collectibles. I guess it's a Doctor Who thing. I'm not a Doctor Who guy. Admittedly, I've never watched it, so I guess I can't say I'm not one. Anyway, so we've got just a ton of stuff to talk about and to go over. It's about, right now also, it's about an hour before the WWE Money in the Bank. So thought we'd, for fun, go over the card real quick because I'm going to watch this as I'm editing this video. And let's see, maybe future predictions, we'll see if I was right. There was only supposed to be 4 matches. It looks like there's a 5th one now. Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr., and he's a wrestler of the AAA. I don't admittedly know anything about Octagon Jr. Dom's the current Intercontinental champion. I don't see Dominic Mysterio losing that match. So Dominic Mysterio, pick one. Lyra Valkyria, Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria, versus Becky Lynch. Sorry, Lyra, I see Becky taking this one from you, taking the belt. Then we have the Women's Money in the Bank match, and that's probably the match that I am most excited to watch tonight. We've got Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. Anyway, if I'm going to choose, I'm going to pick Roxanne Perez to win this, simply because I think they're going to push her in her conflict and Dominic Mysterio and Alexa Bliss and all that stuff. So I'm picking, no, not Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan. Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan having a beef then over Dominic Mysterio, and Roxanne just teasing the Money in the Bank championship over Liv Morgan. If Roxanne doesn't win, we'll go with Alexa Bliss. And then the men's Money in the Bank, I don't really care about this one. We've got Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Penta, Andrade, and El Grande Americano. Totally not Chad Gable. If I'm going to pick on this, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins, of course, given the push and the storyline and everything he's got going on. And then for the final match, we have Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. I do not care one bit about that match, but I'm going to pick Cody and Jey to win that one over John Cena. John Cena's got the belt. He's won the last couple things. I think Cody's going to take that one as he's making his little return here, as he's been away for a while. Anyway, we're going to move into toys here. First, we're going to do a little different one. I purchased from Jay's Hobby and Toys, Jay's Toys. I was pleasantly surprised. Pause. Whew, had to sneeze. There was a Memorial Day sale at Jay's Collectibles, and I took advantage of it. I said, hey, I'm going to give this store a shot. I've never purchased from Jay's Toys Collectibles before, so let's see what I got. I told myself, of course, I wasn't going to buy any more Motu figures ever again. I have a million of them, and what did I do? This awesome Beastman was for sale. So I bought this new Eternia Beastman, and I really like the look of him. It's kind of like a mix of old and new. I don't know. I could have a Beastman army, I think, and it would work pretty swell. Then I got an Action Force figure, breast cancer awareness figure. I thought it'd be cool to have something pink and poppy on the shelf with the good guys for my G.I. Joes and Valaverse collection. So the breast cancer awareness Steel Brigade. Hey, Valaverse, very cool for you doing something like this. Then we have Captain America, Marvel Legends of the Secret Wars. This guy, he looked really cool, and I said, I don't need another Cap in my collection. I've got a few. And then I'm like, all right, well, he's on sale for this Jay's Armory and Collectibles toy sale. I'm going to pick him up, and then lo and behold, they're releasing the Gamerverse version now that just they showed off this week. The Captain America comes with the blue Venom. I think I like that one better than this one. I don't know, maybe I won't open that one and trade it or sell it someday. All right, then we've got the Chopper. Star Wars, the Vintage Collection. Chopper in his Imperial disguise. So cool to get more droids. More droids equals more fun. Chopper's cool. Fun little gimmick for him. NECA, I'm a big NECA horror fan collector. And I got Creepshow. And this is the second Creepshow figure that they did. I already have the first one. I hadn't picked this one up yet. And it's just a cool, you know, zombie skeleton guy. Creepshows were fun to the Creepshows were fun to watch back when I was a kid, and I thought it'd be another cool one to pick up, and happily was able to pick them up on the sale. Two more from Jay's. Friday the 13th, we got Mrs. Pamela Voorhees. Very cool that NECA did an ultimate version for Pamela Voorhees. I know that I think there was like I don't know what we're going to say, legal battle, of course, over Friday the 13th for such a long time, but then the likeness rights to the actress that played Pamela Voorhees, I think that also came into it. But awesome to get this really cool figure. I don't know how I could not display her with this head up here in the corner. That one, which she's got the bug eyes, the freaky eyes. It's just super cool. Fun. Last but not least, happy, joy. I got Stimpy with his gritty kitty and his fart cloud and all sorts of fun accessories. Dead fish. The head is as big as the figure. It comes with a spare head that's seriously, I mean, it's as big as the whole figure itself. And it looks like he comes with a kitty litter box down here. This figure is stacked. It's heavy. Super cool. That means now I gotta get Ren. I think I've seen Ren for pretty darn cheap on Walmart.com. So hey, Jay's Armory Collectibles Toy Store. I'll overlay the proper name, website, and all that stuff. Great first haul. Everything was super well packed. Packed with care, handled with care. We got the Fragile stickers all over the box over here. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Next time I'm putting some orders in. All right, next toy haul. Let's go. All right, and we're back. Next up, we're going to do Best Buy. I actually got one thing from Best Buy. We had the Pretty Lady NECA Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure, and they were selling it online, open box. And now that I'm thinking about it and saying a lot, I probably also got something else. I got to think about that, and after I do this, we'll pause and I'll go look for what else I might have got from Best Buy. So again, this was open box, and I've had pretty good luck getting the open box stuff from Best Buy. And on first glance, everything looked like it was there, but then when I look at the picture, let me not cut myself off so you can hear me. When I look at this picture, he's got that little bracelet on there. No bracelet on here. So, do I live with it? Do I return, exchange? We'll see. If I figure out what I else got from Best Buy, we'll come back to it later. But we'll keep moving on here. So the one thing from Best Buy, probably bought something else though, just because of the free shipping, you know, doing that sort of deal. Entertainment Earth next. Entertainment Earth got a little, I don't know, a little miffed at Entertainment Earth right now. I've had there's like 7 NECA figures on pre-order for like, I don't know, 10 months now, I think is when I put the orders in, 10 months ago. They were doing one of those, you know, buy X amount, you save $10, buy more, you save another 15, buy even more, you save another 25, and pre-orders were even eligible for it at that time. So there's a lot of figures that I have on pre-order still at Entertainment Earth, and every single month you keep pushing it back. They're primarily NECA figures. I've messaged Entertainment Earth about this, and they said, oh yeah, NECA hasn't been great on sending us their product. And I feel like I'm not getting told the full story here, because it seems like everyone else has the Hammer Dracula figure, the Leech figure, the London by Midnight figure. I can go on and all. The what is it? The little green gargoyle from Gargoyles figure. What's going on? You know, Entertainment Earth, you're not going to get another pre-order from me from NECA products. I'm telling you that right now. You guys need to right the ship over there. Anyway, moving on. I have Shin Hati, and Shin Hati, I finally got her. I really like the figure. I bought it as a not mint, so the card came bent in half, so no issue there, because you know I open these. So Shin Hati, Star Wars The Vintage Collection, first to grab. And then I got a Anakin Skywalker figure, and I believe this was seen in Ahsoka. What was she seeing him in her like little dream state or whatever she was in? I only watched the Ahsoka series one time so far. What was neat, I don't know, it's either been a super long time since I've ordered a Star Wars Vintage Collection from Entertainment Earth, but they packaged this thing in its own protective box. So it wouldn't get smashed by all the other things in the order to keep it super mint. So Entertainment Earth, while I was talking some poo-poo, good on you for that, for the people that keep these mint. I'm going to rip it open. Moving on. Again, from the Ahsoka series, Star Wars Vintage Collection, we got Sabine Wren and the Howler as seen when they were on Peridia. So this is super cool because it's the first time in, I don't know, I feel like quite a while. I guess we got the Blurg. I guess we're getting a couple animals recently, creatures in Star Wars. So really cool to get this set. Got on the back here, little show off and display. Go ahead and set Sabine and the Howler aside. Let's see, another not mint I got was the Great Muda. And I was surprised. I got the Chase version out of this. So the Chase version has the black pants, and the standard release you can see here on the back has the red pants. And at first before I realized it was the Chase, I was kind of disappointed because I thought, oh, I'd rather have a red pant figure, because there's 3 Great Mudas coming out. There's the NWO version that's exclusive to Walmart, and that's, of course, NWO. It's going to be in all black. And then there's the Target exclusive version. It's a Legends version of the figure, and that one is actually primarily red. So I guess actually it worked out pretty well here, because I've got the red and the black. So this one's a good mix of the 2 colors. So yeah, I feel like I'm pretty happy. Oh, I guess, and the paints are different too. I forgot about that. So we can see we've got white face paint on these 3. Uh-oh, we got red face paint on the back. Well, now I'm in a quandary. Which one do I really want in my collection? I'll have to think about it. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. I believe this one was also one from the not mint box. It's got a little bend here at the bottom. Maybe kind of hard to see. But very cool. Miles Morales, Marvel Legends figure. Happy to add him. I think... So I got Miles Morales, and I got Dakin, Dark Wolverine. So I think the only one I need from this wave now is Rom. So I'll get Rom at some point. I know I will. Just kind of waiting to see what deals pop up, and where I can get it, when I can get it. And then finally from Entertainment Earth, we've got Husk. And for those of you that have been keeping track, this was the final figure that I needed for this Build-A-Figure wave to build Marvel's Nemesis. I really like this head for Husk up here, the alternate head, and that's got to be the display head that I use. So that was Best Buy and Entertainment Earth. Let's go on to the next one. It's been so long since I've done a haul video that I just found where the other Best Buy purchase was, and it was another box full of more various hauls. So the other item that I got from Best Buy was Balin's skull. Balin, awesome Star Wars The Vintage Collection figure, RIP to the actor, and very happy to add both Balin and Shin Hati to the collection. All right, moving on. The other things I found in the box were more gets from Entertainment Earth. So I guess we'll call this the Best Buy Entertainment Earth segment 2 Electric Boogaloo. A couple more Star Wars Vintage Collection figures. We got Lieutenant Callahan. And I really like the E-Wing pilot outfit. And I really like the E-Wing itself design. I think that's awesome. And Jedi Knight Yord Fandar from everyone's favorite series, Star Wars The Acolyte. Cool human Jedi. And he was that Jedi that you thought was, ugh, I don't like him at first. But then you started to like him a little bit if you like the show at all. R.I.P. to Yord. What a name. You're such a Yord. Red Sonja. I'm really interested to see this. So, got this from Entertainment Earth. This is made by Boss Fight Studios. Boss Fight Studios typically makes some really good products. I was really in on their Vitruvian hacks back in the day before I got into Mythic Legions and moved up into the 6-7 inch scale. But now they did this Red Sonja and I wanted to check it out. And of course, the promotion pictures, hell, we'll turn it around to the back here. You know, the glamour shots look really good. And then when we got it in hand, I think it still looks pretty good. The jury's still out on this figure. What I don't care for right off the jump here, looking at it, is, the double hinged bear joints. It breaks up the sculpt so much of the figure. I know that, even the Four Horsemen themselves, they have the battle all the time over articulation. Super 7 does too. Articulation versus keeping the sculpt intact. Not making it look like it has so much kibble and parts going on. So we'll see how I feel about this figure. We'll probably open her up sooner than later just to check her out. It looks like she comes with a ton. Look at the bottom of the package there. Just an absolute ton of accessories to outfit her and do whatever you want here. So that's pretty cool. We'll see. And then I got from GameStop, I used my $5 off GameStop Pro reward certificate this month. I had him on pre-order, Green Goblin Marvel Legends. I never got the previous version, so it was great playing the long game, waiting for this re-release. Got the Green Goblin, used my $5 off, canceled my Big Bad Toy Store pre-order, and picked up this Green Goblin from GameStop, and it looks fantastic. Very happy to get Green Goblin. All right, now we're moving on to the next store. Okay, next up we have Walmart. And Walmart, I found some really cool things in store over the past couple weeks here. So we have Kylo Ren's TIE Silencer here. I feel like this is it's a newer one for the Micro Galaxy Squadron line. I think actually they did a live stream of Series 9. This is from Series 8. That I still need to watch. I think it just aired the other day, so I'll want to check that out to see what's coming next. But Kylo Ren's TIE Silencer, very cool. And let's see here. Next up, I got also from Series 8, I got the V-19 Torrent Starfighter. So we'll see how that displays. Does it come with any sort of a stand? I don't know. I don't think it does. So we'll have to figure out how that displays and stands. Interesting, but a very cool clone ship. And then on clearance, if we want to call it clearance, I got the Hannibal Lecter Silence of the Lamb figure, and I'm saying if you want to call it clearance, $20. This figure was sculpted like, I don't know, 20 some years ago, and you know, it's the older style NECA, you know, basically a statue. So it's not something they paid for the tooling now, and of course they're marking it up to the new price points. I feel like $20 is the price that it probably should have been anyway. So didn't have NECA Hannibal Lecter in my collection. Very cool look, very unique, of course, with his mask, and he's in the straitjacket, and he's strapped to the what is it, a dolly, basically pushing him around. So he'll be cool to add to the shelf, just kind of hanging out in the background. Then I've been a long time, shipped my Big Bad Toy Store pile of loot. So the 90 days was up, time to ship. So what did I ship? I've got the Operation Monster Force, the Forgotten King. There we go. Took a minute to open him. So very cool. I think he's the big bad guy of the Operation Monster Force toy line. Simple design, comes with a cool staff. I think I've only opened up one figure from, I think it was the Van Helsing from this line. So be cool to check out this Forgotten King. I've got a couple more I know that I've purchased, and I've got a couple more on pre-order. That Eraser figure and the Donner Party one looks super cool. I'm excited for those. Then I picked up the Thundercats Super 7 Reptilian Guard. Which one was this? Yeah, Reptilian Guard. And this is the one that comes in the yellow Andre the Giant style onesie outfit. Previously I purchased the other two. This is one that I hadn't got yet. So ended up paying full price on this guy. Got a bit of a discount on the other two. Figure, hey, I'm in for it. In for the collection. Getting the Reptilian Guard. I think what was the other ones? The Brute and the Warrior. Let's look at this next. This is kind of a, we'll see. So this is a, what was this? Nendroid, I think it was. It says Good Smile Company. Yeah, Nendroid doll. They're clothes. And I figure I can make a fun little Mythic Legions goblin using these clothes. They were on clearance pretty cheap, so we'll see if I do that, if I use that. Alright, next up, didn't take it out of the plastic here, the wrap, but Godzilla -1 Super 7. It's the color one. I think they did like a black and white one that was limited. Won't take it out of the plastic right now on camera to keep this moving along. But he was on sale, so I added him to the pile of loot. I kind of wish I got the black and white one back when it was available, but I held off. I didn't get it, so I'm settling for that one. I think he looks awesome. The sculpt is really good. Then we've got, my Savage Crucible. I shipped the Shield of blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this albino lizard man. Looks like one of the heads came loose and is upside down here. Very cool. Cool white and yellow paint scheme. He does have the newer corrected feet. He has some soft goods in there. I'll show you rather than just talking. So, very cool. I think he was this year's kind of like convention traveling exclusive figure. And they had a limited amount of them on Big Bad Toy Store, so I ended up getting that. I lucked out. And I've had it in the pile of loot probably almost the full 90 days or so. And last but not least, from Big Bad Toy Store, Kintaro. I've had Kintaro. Actually, Kintaro was the figure that was in my pile of loot the longest. This is, I lucked out, got a substandard grade, and it was on sale. It looks like they've pushed it back up in price quite a bit. But I love these Storm collectibles, Goro, Kintaro, Motaro. Very happy to grab him and add him to the collection as well. Next up, another one from Walmart. I forgot. I finally, with the movie coming out, Fantastic Four, this was like I don't know, more than half off. Franklin Richards and Valeria Richards. So Fantastic Four movie coming out. I figured I'm probably going to want these comic style version of these two in my collection. So grabbed them now. Not too exciting, but hey, Fantastic Four kids. And from the world of Simpsons, the Simpsons line from Jax, I got at Target, I found Barney. And Barney is from, I believe it's Wave 4. I still need to find the B-Man and Carl. I'm not going to get that Bart. I don't need I think it's the comic style version of Bart. But I got Barney, and Barney's cool. He's actually very big compared to the other Simpsons figures. It seems like he's very big. So Barney, and I did get Marge and Maggie. So they were the last ones that I needed for Wave 3. I found them both on separate trips to Target. So very cool getting Marge and Maggie now. So I have the complete Simpsons family, core family, until I guess they make, I don't know, Grandpa and Santa's Little Helper and so on and so forth. But I guess, like I said, the core family. And some discount stores next. At Ross, I was always a fan of vintage style, the Penguin. I always liked his kind of classic look and, you know, the villain from the TV show back in the day. And they had this down to $5. So I thought he was a fun one to add to the collection. Mego Penguin, 50th anniversary. I get some Mego figures every now and then. Then at my other discount store I have called Buyer's Market, they put full price on everything and then they mark them down. But they had this Farouk, and I didn't think I was going to buy this Farouk figure, but this is the chase that they had. So I have the original Farouk from way back in the day. I didn't buy the standard version for this new release because it, you know, matches other than some updates, of course. But then this is the chase figure, so I thought that was cool, and it was super cheap, so I got this Farouk. And this was a big surprise. I got a NECA figure at this deep discount store. I know a lot of people have been getting this figure in their NECA blind boxes. And by the way, stay tuned, I did order another NECA blind box. I ended up going with the sci-fi box again, so let's cross our fingers for no doubles. I'm sure I'll get doubles, but anyway, the ultimate Biff Tannen from Back to the Future part 2, part 1, I guess part 1 and 2. There's probably scenes, I don't know, I guess it's been a while since I've seen it and I need to refresh. Since it has the sports almanac, I think that was all stuff from part 2. And it says on the back here, Back to the Future Part 2. But cool and cheap to go with my Doc Brown and my Marty McFly figures that I've gotten so far. All right, I think we're getting close to the end here. Next. I was right. We're at the end. 2 random gets. So Facebook Market, or Facebook groups, I should say. I ended up purchasing this lot off of a fellow group member that I've actually purchased stuff from before, and finally got it delivered. Adam Warlock. So this is me actually getting the rest of the figures from the wave, except for Rom. So Adam Warlock, I wasn't dreaming, I did get them. Adam Warlock and the Ultimate Iron Man were part of the purchase that I made from this gentleman. And then I got Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron. This is Jango Fett's totally not Slave One. What are they calling this? Jango Fett's Starship. Lame. Totally not the Slave One. So got that. Very cool. Happy to add this to the collection. One that I, hadn't received. And then last but not least, and we're gonna just go through this quick because haven't taken these out of their brown boxes yet. From Jazwares, they had a special sale going on. I think it was during Memorial Day. So these are the little micro figures that they sell in the blind boxes, and I think it's series 4, 5, and 6, and you get all the bonuses all in one shot. They had them on sale for a discounted price for the bundle for all 3 series. And then I think it was Memorial Day, they had an extra percentage off. So I said, okay, I'll bite. So I got the last 3. I'm holding this box backwards so you can't see. What I find very interesting, other than of course the UPCs, which I did check to make sure they weren't all the same UPCs, there's nowhere on these boxes that say which is which. So that's kind of odd. But that's it. So I'm going to wrap this up. Hey guys, we're continuously growing here. We're almost at 800 subscribers now, so that's awesome. I appreciate you all. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for checking out the videos. Thanks for sharing with your friends. If you have any feedback, let me know. I'm going to wrap the filming up right now, and I'm going to edit it probably while I watch the Money in the Bank match. So have fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll post this probably tomorrow on Sunday after I'm done with the editing and uploading overnight. But hey, this has been your Action Figure Minute. Have a great rest of the weekend. Peace. Hey, you're still here. You know what? I forgot. I bet you noticed this whole time. I finally cleaned up that shelf and stood all the figures up. Thanks for noticing. Bye.